Hi, it's Charlotte. Today on Maker's Moments, we will be showing you how to know if you have the right size wick for your candle. To figure out if you have the right wick for your candle, it's important to conduct a burn test. A burn test will help you evaluate the performance of your wooden wick in your candle so that you can narrow down the one that performs best with your wax type and vessel size. Before conducting a burn test, be sure to get a wick sample kit and reference the wick selection guide on woodenwick.com to help narrow down the best sizes for you to test. We have links to the guide for burn testing as well as the wick selection guide below. Here's how to conduct a burn test. First, make sure your wooden wicks are trimmed to 0.2 inches or 5 millimeters, while cotton wicks are recommended to be at 0.25 inches. That's a tiny bit too long for a wooden wick and can cause performance issues. Place the candles on a heat-resistant surface, at least 8 inches apart. Be sure there is no draft and that the temperature in the room is between 68 to 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Light the candles and start a timer for 2 hours. Do not leave the candles unattended. After 2 hours, observe, record details, and take photos. At this point, the melt pool should be reaching the edge of the container, but not be too deep. If there is still quite a ways to go to achieve a full diameter melt pool, the wick is likely too small in width, which didn't produce a large flame enough to melt the wax properly. This will result in tunneling, which means that there will be wax buildup on the sides of your container. A new test with the next wick up in width is suggested, unless the issue was that your wick was untrimmed, in which case, try trimming it to the recommended length. The wick width will influence the size of the melt pool, and the larger the wick width, the larger melt pool it was designed to create. Check to make sure your flame is not higher than 0.5 inches smoking or that the candle is not too hot in general. If it is, put out the candle and conclude your test. In this case, the wick is too large. At this time, still at the 2-hour observation point, we like to record the diameter of the burn pool, pool depth, flame height, smoke, level of crackle, and fragrance rating. Additional recordings you can take include the temperature of the liquid wax to ensure it is not exceeding the flash point of your fragrance. The flash point is the highest temperature that your fragrance can be heated to before the fragrance smell burns off. You may also want to measure the temperature of the outside of your container and any unusual factors that you observe. A spreadsheet is very helpful. Remember, Google Sheets is your friend. After 4 hours, observe and record all of the same details again and gently put out the flame. At this point, the melt pool should be all the way to the edge of your container and approximately ½ an inch or 13 millimeters deep. If there is carbon buildup, smoke, or a melt pool that is substantially deeper than recommended, the wick is likely too large, and you need to wick down in thickness, width, or potentially both, and test again. Once the candle has fully cooled, repeat the process through the life of the candle. Many candle manufacturers wait 1 hour in between burn cycles. However, we suggest waiting until the candle has returned to a normal room temperature and the wax is fully hardened. This will simulate how candles are most likely going to be burned in real life. In each cycle, you will notice changes in burn. Therefore, it is very important to complete full life testing to truly know how your candle will burn and what changes, if any, need to be made. Repeat the process until you find a wick that achieves a full melt pool at around 2 hours and is approximately 0.5 inches in depth at the end of every burn cycle. The candle should not smoke, and the flame height will ideally be between 0.375 inch and 1 inch, depending on the size of your candle. Ready to put your newfound knowledge into practice? We'd love to hear from you on your experience burn testing, and we're here to help with any questions you have. Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to stay in the know on all the latest makers tips and tricks. See you next time on Makers Moments. Happy making!